Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to finish up the Q&A that I started during my Get Ready With Me. I'll have that link below, so if you want to check it out. I am very casual today. I do have makeup and I have my clothes on, but I've decided to kind of let my hair air dry, so I've got it up in like a little bun to finish letting it air dry. I'm trying not to use a blow dryer on it so much because I know that's not so good for your hair, so this is how I'm going to do it for today. Hopefully you guys don't mind my bird's nest on top of my head. So anyway, let's get to the questions. The first question is from Tara. She says, what kind of camera and editing do you use? So I use a Canon 70D, and that for editing I use iMovie. So the Canon 70D is something that I recently upgraded to though. So before that I was using my iPhone, and then I have a Sony little camera that I use too. But the Sony one, I did not realize has a face like filtering thing to it. So like it was making my skin look more perfected than it was. So I got a lot of comments about that. People telling me, hey, your skin looks a little bit like you're editing it or something. So I was like, whoa, I think it's my camera. And I cannot figure out how to turn that function off. So that's why I upgraded to the Canon. So this is my new camera. As far as editing software, I just use iMovie. I want to get Final Cut Pro, but it's a little pricey, and I'm like, my gosh, that's a lot of money for an editing software. If you guys know of any other editing softwares that are really good and are more affordable than Final Cut Pro, let me know, because I don't know, I feel like that's pricey to pay for an editing software, especially right now because I'm just a small YouTuber. I don't feel like I'm like anywhere near where I need a giant editing program and everything. So hopefully you guys don't mind the way I edit my videos, because the only thing I do when I edit my videos is I'll cut out when I turn the camera on, and I'll cut out when I turn the camera off. Other than that, I don't do a whole lot of editing. I may add in some like titles and things like that, but I don't do a whole lot of editing to my videos. I don't cut things out because I like to have raw, uncut footage, because I want you guys to see me, even the flaws that I make, the mistakes that I make. I want you to see the true me. So if you're worried about editing, don't worry so much about it. Honestly, I think a lot of people are worried about making sure that everything is perfect in life, and you know what, nothing in life is perfect. I mean, I just about knocked over my thing over here, so nothing in life is perfect. So don't worry so much about it. If you don't have a good editing program, it's not the end of the world, I promise you. The best thing you can do for doing your YouTube is just having good lighting. And because I'm in a very smaller room and the lighting, the sun actually doesn't even come up on this side, it's like a weird side of the house. So I had to get the ring light, and I do have umbrella lightings to help light up my background and everything. But the ring light is actually new too, so it's not anything that I've had for a long time. So basically, you can record from your iPhone, you can do whatever. You don't have to have anything super fancy to do videos. The next question is from Lisa Smith. She says, if you could only pick one eyeshadow palette, one lipstick, one foundation, primer, etc. forever, what would they be? Oh my gosh, girl. So I think what I'm going to do to answer that one, I think I can tell you guys a couple things from that, but I think I'm going to do the ride or die challenge again. I know Jaclyn Hill did that, was it last year that she started that, and I actually did the video, but I think I need to do an updated one. So as far as eyeshadow palette, obviously the Anastasia Modern Renaissance, that one is so good for me, especially because I do have greenish blue eyes. My eyes look different depending upon what color of shirt I'm wearing or what color of eyeshadow I'm wearing. So I love that eyeshadow palette though. I think it's really, really nice. I think it works good with every eye color though. You don't have to have specifically green or specifically blue eyes. I think it works good for lots of people. But it just has to, those colors have to call to you. As far as eye primer, you guys know I love MAC Painterly Paint Pot. That one is my absolute favorite. I think that is amazing. As far as foundation, I would say Too Faced, what is that called? Born This Way foundation. I love that foundation. It works so good for me. I know I've heard other people say it doesn't work so good for them, but for me, it really does. It works well for me. So the rest of those, I think I'll kind of hold off and do the ride or die challenge for, but thanks for that question because it reminds me to do that challenge again. So I think I need to do an updated one. The next question is from Lisa Smith. How did you get started on YouTube? Actually, I used to watch a lady on here, and I think she still does videos, I'm pretty sure. I just haven't seen her upload recently. Her name is Kristen from Mama Loves Mascara. I love her. She is so sweet. She has a really beautiful makeup collection, and I was so envious of her collection. I was like, oh my gosh, every time I'd watch her, I'm like, I want some makeup too. And I had makeup at the time when I started doing YouTube. It's not that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go buy a bunch of makeup. I had quite a good collection, but I didn't have near as what I have now. So now I'm not bragging, believe me, because now it's like hoarder status, and I feel like kind of guilty for having so much. And you can get that way with YouTube. I feel like sometimes you get so much of something that you're like, it doesn't feel good to have this much. It feels like overwhelming at times. So But anyway, Mama loves mascara. She's how I got started. I would watch her and realize how genuine she was, and that's exactly who I wanted to be. I want to be someone who comes on YouTube and I'm genuine and tell you guys my true thoughts, my true opinions on things, whether or not my opinions match everyone else's, or my opinion is like completely different than everybody else's. I wanted to give you how I felt about products and things like that. So that's pretty much how I got started. Thank you for those questions, Lisa. The next question is from, have you tried anything from Kat Von D? And this is from Ashley Tyler. I have tried a lot of things from Kat Von D. I should do a Kat Von D collection because I've got a ton of her palettes. I think her palettes are absolutely amazing. The Kat Von D tattoo liner is really, really good. I recently tried in a Sample Sunday series, I tried the Kat Von D Mad Max Brown. I love that it says Max because that's my little puppy's name, so that's really cool. But anyway, I tried the Mad Max Brown and I love that one too. So I'm loving all of her stuff, honestly. I don't know. The only thing I used to not really love was her foundation because I felt like it was very cakey. You put it on and it felt kind of like a mask. But if you use that foundation in combination with her primer, it goes on like a dream. I have no problems with it after that. So I think she has a really awesome line. I haven't found one product in her collection so far that I'm like, ugh, I can't recommend that. I think she has an excellent line. The next thing is from, let me see. Let me see. Sorry guys, I should have kind of pulled these forward a little bit. So this one is from Beauty Lover RN. She says, hi Tiffany. She says, I'd love to hear any advice you have for parenting during the preteen and teenage years. Oh my goodness, girl. Let me just tell you, my oldest son is 18 and my youngest son is 14. So there's going to be days where I feel like they try you because they feel like they can. They kind of like test their limits, like they're testing the waters. The best advice I can give you as far as for parenting for a teenager and parenting for a preteen is honestly listen to them, because sometimes I know they can kind of throw a little temper tantrum and you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? They're going crazy. Like you're like, oh good grief, what did I do? But honestly, if you would just listen to maybe what they're saying, or maybe they have something to vocalize and they just don't understand how to vocalize it to you. I felt a lot of that was always, not really always, but a lot of those were the issues that I kind of ran into with both of my boys, is sometimes there was something bothering them and they didn't know how to tell me that something was bothering them, or there was something that they wanted to do and they didn't know how to ask me, hey, you know, is this okay if I do this? And not that I'm a strict parent, believe me, I'm not a strict parent, but it's just, I think sometimes they have a hard time vocalizing what they want to say, and I think that helps, not really helps, but helps, not really helps, I keep saying that. It kind of spirals off into like frustration. So like your teenager can become a little frustrated and can be a little bit hard to deal with. But if you just kind of set them down and be like, hey, you know, is there something bothering you? And have those little chats, have those little special moments. And the other thing is, definitely if you have more than one child, spend some one-on-one quality time with each of them separately, because it's going to mean the world to them. I know for a fact it does, because my oldest son, like he and I have a really, really tight-knit relationship. My youngest son and I have a really tight-knit relationship, and I think it's because I give them that individualized attention. So something that I think that they kind of crave that. I know that they like the group attention, like sit down and play a board game together, but also give them a little bit of attention by themselves. And the other thing I can give you advice on is something that I saw recently on YouTube. And it was a lady who was talking about teaching your child to not only just think about yourself, but think about others. And I was like, that is an excellent point of view. So this is something I'm going to be working with my children with this summer. So what this lady did was she would get into the car with her children for 2 hours. And she would say, or one child at a time is how she did it. So she would tell that child, she'd be like, look, you know, this is something we want to do. We're going to go around and we're going to find, we need to do three, what is it called? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I can't think. 3 good deeds. I couldn't think of the word. Oh my goodness, brain fart. See, this is why I don't edit out, because I want you guys to see that I have mommy brain too. So 3 good deeds for someone, something that you are going to do out of the kindness of your heart for no reason at all. So that's what she does with her kids. And I think that's an excellent way to show your children that not to only think about yourself, but to kind of think about others and think about things that are beyond your daily, the things that you do on your daily basis. So I think that's really important. Just building good relationships with your kids so they can be open-minded with you and they can tell you everything. So that's what I've always tried to do with my kids, is I tell them the truth. So I expect them to tell me the truth. So there's no hiding things. There's no secret. So that's my little advices. Hopefully they're helpful. The next question, I think we lost our place here. So let me see if I can find my spot. Oh no. Oh my. Here we go. So the next question is from, wait a minute. Okay, she says, this is from Penny Lynn. She says, will we ever meet your husband or kids? I would love to get my youngest son. He is actually really into YouTube. He started his own little YouTube channel, so I think it's absolutely awesome that he did that. And I support it. As long as he's not doing anything inappropriate, I'm like, go for it, buddy. You know, this is like the day and age where as long as you're not being somebody that you're not misrepresenting yourself, then go for it. But my husband, I don't know. I think he wants to, but at the same time he doesn't, because he's like, I don't know. Like, so I think that's like kind of up in the air. So maybe one day, I don't know. I'd love to do like a little family one, like do like a challenge or something like that with my kids. I'm trying to talk my youngest son into doing my makeup. So I don't know if he's up for it or not, but I can try. The next one is from Penny Lynn too, I think. She says, do you have any siblings? Where were you born? And she says, I have a lot of questions. Thank you so much for the questions, Penny. So siblings, I do have siblings. I have brothers. I have 3 brothers. Well, one of my brothers have passed. He was born with cerebral palsy, and the doctors told my mom that he wouldn't live to be a year old, and he ended up living to be like 30 some years. He was like 33 when he passed. So that was miraculous and awesome. And then I have 2 other brothers. I am the baby of the family. So I have older brothers who kind of like protected me as a kid, that's kind of cool. The other question is, where were you born? I was born in Virginia. I have been born and raised in Virginia. Before I had my oldest son, I had never really traveled too far outside of Virginia besides North Carolina. Other than that, I hadn't really traveled to many places. Now that my kids are older is when we're traveling a little bit more. I did have my kids when I was kind of young, though. I was 19 when I got pregnant with my son, and then 20 when I had him. And money was tight, so things were tight, so we didn't really go anywhere or do anything that was like not really extravagant, but we just kind of stayed home and tried to save money and raise our child. So yeah. The next question is from Kristen Nunez. She says, have you always lived in Virginia? Yes, I've lived in Virginia for my whole life. She said, when did you first start wearing makeup for full face? So actually, in high school, I only wore mascara and lip gloss, and that was it. I didn't start wearing a full face of makeup until after I had my son, because that's when I started feeling like, I don't know, I felt like I wanted to put a little more effort into myself. I don't know if that's why I started or not, but I just know I started seeing more people wearing makeup, and I was like, hey, I want to play with that too. I got excited when I saw it. So that's when I started wearing like a full face of makeup. What did you want to do what did you want to be when you grew up? So when I was a kid, I wanted to be a teacher. Actually, a couple years ago, I substitute taught at the school local to me, and I did it for a couple years, and it was something that I found that I didn't truly love. So I was like, okay, this isn't for me. So I found office work was something that I really fits the way that I like to do things, because I love to work on papers. I love to file papers, which is crazy, but I love to file papers. So those of you who are teachers, I totally applaud you, because I know it's a very, very hard job. So if that's something that you do in life, 2 thumbs up from me, because that's pretty awesome. Now we're on to, let me see here. We have Kim Bryant. She says, I would love to know what your morning and nighttime skincare routine is. I can totally do a video on that, because that would be kind of like hard to show you, because I don't have everything in here in front of me to show you guys. But I do have a routine that I stick to every single day. I try to kind of stay on the same track. That way there, my skin, it starts to get better. There are some things that I do change up. I've recently changed up something for my skincare that's like a new tool for my skin. But I feel like that's what's really helping my acne kind of go away. So I did change that up a little bit. She says, would love to see a declutter video while I'm on vacation. So I'm totally going to be working on those before we go on vacation. So I'm hoping I get those up for you guys. The next thing is from Kathleen Young. She says, I'm looking forward to the declutter collection. She says Coffee Break with Danny is her favorite channel. I love Coffee Break with Danny too. Oh, I thought she had a question. She didn't have a question. So anyway, sorry about that. Okay, the next question is from Deborah, she says, happy belated birthday. So it was my birthday recently. She says, what are some tips that you have regarding to weight loss and healthy living? So for me, for weight loss, actually for maintaining now, I say just kind of pick a day that you know that you want to splurge on. Like say, for example, you know that you're going to be eating out with your family on a Sunday, or you're going to be eating out on a Saturday. And other than that day, eat pretty healthy. Eat like as healthy as you possibly can. So for me in the morning, I can tell you on a typical day, I'll tell you what I would normally eat. So I get up in the morning and I will have myself coffee. So which is not very healthy, but I love coffee. So I'll have coffee, and then I'll wait about an hour or so, and then I'll have a protein shake. And I love protein shakes. Protein shakes are like my favorite thing to drink. And the way I make my protein shake is I take a little bit of protein powder. I'll put some coffee, like instant coffee, and a little bit of the PB2, which is like a peanut butter powder, which I know probably is not the best thing for me since peanut butter breaks me out. So that's probably what keeps making my acne kind of reactivate. Who knows? I love it though. And then I'll do like half of a banana, and I'll blend that all up with some ice and a little bit of either almond milk, or not almond milk, but soy milk or water. So either one. So I'll blend that all up and then have like a smoothie, and that thing is amazing. It tastes almost like a Starbucks like a mocha frappuccino. It's what it tastes like in my opinion. So good. And then for lunch, I'll have something small, like a bowl of soup or a salad or a sandwich, something just small. And then for dinner, what I try to do is stick to only having one portion of food. So I will put the food on my plate as much as I think I'm going to eat, and you kind of like learn portion sizes, what are appropriate portion sizes. I had to take my son to a dietitian before, and she was showing us like portion sizes, and I learned from that, he learned from that, we've all kind of learned from portion sizes from that. So if you were curious, I'm sure there's something online that will show you exact portion sizes, like meat's supposed to be the size of like a deck of cards and things like that. So portion sizes are really important. So if you stick to only eating one plate of your portion size food for the dinner, and then of course if you want a small dessert, what I typically do for dessert is I'll have like some berries or something like that, something that's kind of healthy, or even ice cream. I'll have ice cream once in a while, but it's more like the low calorie type of ice cream, things like that. So that's a typical day for me, what I would normally eat. I eat everything that my family eats for dinner. I just only stick to like portion sizes. So that's pretty much my tip for maintaining, and that can be done for losing too if you want to. Just, I don't like counting calories. I think counting calories is kind of hard, and it's kind of like a defeating feeling at the end of the day sometimes if you go over your calories. I think just eating sensibly is the best way to do it. Just eating good healthy food and eating sensibly, and then spacing your meals out far enough, well, not far enough, but keeping your metabolism revved up. So eating small snacks throughout the day, like a handful of fruit or some nuts or something. I can't eat nuts, but nuts. So other than that, she says, the next question is from, wait, is that all the questions? Are we done? I thought there was another question here. I think we're done, guys. That is all the questions I can find on my thing here. So other than that, guys, those are the little Q&A for today. So let me know if you have any further questions that are things that you'd like for me to answer, because I would be more than happy to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.